feel a lot. I'm a much happier person, and I'm not stressed out. And I noticed, like you said one time, I kind of started chilling out, and I don't have to move around as fast when I go do stuff. I can take my time more, and I'm like much more at ease than I used to be doing the routine. I'm so grateful when I go out and just go to running here and I see how bad traffic is, what people have to put up with every day. And what's interesting is what you don't expect is the additional stuff that comes from hitting a big change or goal like this in your life. It's that it opens other doors, because when I started making enough money to leave my job, it's kind of like other ideas start popping to your head, and you start thinking about all other opportunities. And I went to Chiang Mai to learn more from people there and be around people like myself and others. And so I never would have thought about that before. If I wasn't in this, I hadn't got to this point, I'm sure I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have had either the ambition, the motivation to go, or I would sell myself short and think I couldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
But once you reach a certain level of success, I like to think it builds on itself, and I think like to think you expand in other areas, not just in like, don't always think about money, you know.
Yeah. And actually, like going back to the corporate jobs and our old lives, basically, um, there's like an artificial ceiling of how much money you could make.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier, like you can make more doing this, working less, leisurely. You can go grocery shopping or to the gym in the middle of the day or the middle of the night, whenever you want. It really doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But like I was looking at people that were ahead of me 10 or 15 years, and they were, there's no way I was going to make over $200,000 a year. Like, even if I like did everything and like sold my soul and like did everything, there's no way that I would make more than that. And I just can't imagine like having that artificial limit anymore. So do you have any thoughts on that? Am I
Yeah,
off base?
yeah, that makes so much sense, because I kind of sometimes think ideas go through my mind, and one of those was I noticed that when I started off, I thought just getting to $100 was going to be I was going to be lucky to do that, and it kept going and kept going. And noticed that, just like you said, other people, because for example, met Matt Digny in person, and he just briefly told me his story. Now look at that guy, he's killing it, and it's just a matter of proving to yourself that you can do it. And once you do that, you discover, hey, you know what? There's nothing really stopping me. I've gotten this far. It's just a matter of just doing more stuff. Keep going. It
Awesome.
gives you I think it gives you the mindset as well as confidence to accept that you can do more and that you deserve success. And therefore there's really nothing stopping you. As opposed to, we grow up here in the United States sometimes thinking, well, only the lucky people make a lot of money, or you have to win the lottery. It's such a closed mindset. It just doesn't. You just don't really fathom that you can do all these amazing things and make this crazy amount of money
Yes.
until you get exposed to these ideas and good role models and what have you,
Yeah.
and do it yourself. Yeah.
And like, I think that's a good point. Like if you're around a bunch of people who, number one, don't have any idea what you're talking about, or you're trying to bring up the idea, and you'll like shoot it down and poke holes in it. In fact, I didn't even talk about it much until I was like doing pretty well. So even a lot of my friends are a couple years older and very successful in their corporate gigs and all that stuff. So I knew I had to like bring a good story to them. But so at that point, they were like, "Oh, that's good money. Like that's a car payment or replacement income or whatever." They're like, "Oh, I could appreciate that." So they didn't give me too much shit. But if you're around that and you don't have like a community, like our Facebook community, or even just like on YouTube comments, like we all kind of understand what's going on. And then you went to the Chiang Mai SEO conference. Like what was that experience like? All like-minded individuals, right?
It was like really refreshing. And there were people, not everyone, a lot of them were SEO agency people, but there were a lot of affiliate marketers as well. but everybody was just very upbeat and forward thinking and very motivated. And you could just kind of tell that everybody there was motivated to be successful and do great things. It's like, how can I say, you know how when you go to church and you feel better when you leave? It's
It's
something
like
good
that.
rubbed off on you. Yeah, it's good, a good environment to be, because unfortunately there's a lot of negativity out there in the world today that says you can't, and this is exactly the opposite.
Very cool.
Very good for you.
I think it seems to be a pretty good conference. I've talked to a couple of people that have gone, and it's pretty big now, right?
Sells out too. Sold out.
Oh, really? And do you know how many attendees were there?
Oh, it was the big conference room in a nice hotel. So, man, I guess it might be just a few thousand, maybe. I can't remember exactly. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. That's even better. I was going to say like, you know,
Yeah,
1,000 or something like that. So you
yeah,
think
it
it's maybe
might be
bigger?
something like that.
Okay.
But it was fairly full. It really was.
Wow. I may have to. Do you have like a favorite speaker or two that you saw?
It would be impossible to say I had a favorite, but because there were so many good people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Matthew Woodward didn't get to speak. I heard got bitten by a mosquito and got sick.
Oh
So,
man. Ouch.
um, I really liked, of course, Matt gave a very short presentation at the very beginning. His was really good. He's already talking about testing and data and cool stuff like that. And Kyle Roof was there. I was already familiar with him some, but he had more examples of keyword optimization and how Google does the algorithm that left a big impression on everybody. It was really interesting to see what he did. Jonathan Kikebush from SEO Butler had a really good one about having a team and having people work under you and systems and things like that. And gosh, there's several more I'm sure I can think of too.